the coastal resort of New Brighton.
New Brighton's a traditional Victorian seaside town. Like any seaside town, it's had its ups and downs. There used to be a pier at the end of New Brighton that you'd get the ferry from Liverpool. It had a tower that rivaled Blackpool's tower.
The Tower Ballroom was an incredible venue. The Beatles played there.
In the 60s, when I was a kid, it was a bustling community.
Then the 70s and 80s, it deteriorated. But then in the late 2000s, 2009, Marine Point became developed and restored the area, and it's just reborn again.
Now it's quite a bustling, busy place.
As a resort, it's growing back to what it used to be.
The coastline's beautiful when you're looking out to sea there. Sunsets off the coastline. Nice clean water coming in. It's great for swimming. Particularly in the last year, there's been a massive increase on the Wirral coastline of sea swimming, which is great to see, but people need to be aware of its dangers and use it safely.
Watching over this popular stretch of coastline since 1863, the New Brighton lifeboat station is not actually on the coast at all, so every launch involves a short road trip first.
We've got one of the longest road transits in the RNLI now, so getting from the station to the water is always an issue.
It's one of the hardest bits of actually the shout, getting the boat on the water sometimes. We drive past the coffee shops, the local pubs.
We get some wonderful waves and cheers, and it brings a real smile to us when we're going along to the launch site.
Currently in charge of these tricky launches is head launcher Mike Jones, who's about to receive his 40 years service medal.
I started on the boat in 1979-80. 88 I became a helmsman. Then we had the hovercraft for a short while, which I became a commander on that. Tractor driver, now station head launcher and mechanic.
I think Mike Jones joined the lifeboat about the same time as Jesus was born.
In recognition of Mike's long service, the company overseeing the regeneration of New Brighton commissioned a small tribute.
I was called down the boat after one of the lads to say someone to take a few photographs to put a bit of street art up, but had no idea it was going to be anything like this. I was expecting something around 6 foot high, but nothing sort of 40 foot high stuck on the side of a wall there. It's absolutely amazing. I feel very, very honoured, but very humbled by it. I don't see why it was me, sort of thing.
That's fantastic. It just puts the hairs on the back of your neck because it's just so realistic.
The portrait entitled Unsung Heroes took the artist's smug one 3 days to complete.
Considering it's done with spray paint, I've never seen anything like it. It's just insane, absolutely insane picture. And it's the most perfect tribute to someone who's given up so much of his time, but also continues to do as well.
This is not all about me. This is all about the station, the RNLI itself in general, I think.
You can see it when you're coming into New Brighton from the sea as well. It's like Mike's watching you wherever you go, so don't break the boat, because he's the one who's going to be looking after it for you.
Mid-October, midday, and a call comes in about 3 swimmers in trouble.
Person in the water is the most urgent request you're going to have.
The tide's going out. We need to get going now. So it's the first people through the door, and off we go.
As Mike and the crew drive out of the station and head to the sea, more information comes in about the swimmer's location.
They're reported to be hanging onto the groin post, which is a large metal stanchion sticking out in the sand to mark the end of the groins.
Okay.
Fortunately, it was the top of the tide, so we could launch it on the slipways we don't normally use, which is closer to where they were.
Okay, let go.
Being able to utilise the closer slipway saves vital minutes that in a situation like this could mean the difference between life and death.
Do you have any confirmation of persons on scene?
When we turned the bend heading towards the Fort Perch area where the casualties were, we had a very clear field of vision and we could see them from quite a considerable distance.
Though the crew have found the casualties quickly, there's a problem.
We were called to 3 people, but as we approached the scene, we could see there was 2 people.
Oh, well, David, just try and get close.
Knowing there had been 3, our immediate concern was, where is that 3rd person?
Holly Coast Guard, New Brighton lifeboat.
Mike radios the Coast Guard to confirm casualty numbers and discovers that the 3rd swimmer has made it safely to shore and was actually the one who called in the shout.
I felt a little bit responsible because I suggested we do this. I swam out to the groin, absolutely no problems. But when we started swimming towards the lighthouse, the currents just all over the place, coming at us from all directions, so strong. So I said, let's turn around and go back the way we came. I don't know how long it took me, but I got back and I clambered up the steps and there was a paddleboarder there that I knew, and she immediately got her phone out and she called the RNLI.
Just 10 minutes after that call, the lifeboat is on scene.
I'll take comms, Lee, if you all want to get ready.
As we approached, they looked scared and tired and desperate to get to safety.
Let me just hold on the boat there because they're going to disappear quickly in that tide.
They were in quite a precarious situation, huddled up, holding onto that ladder. And you could see the force of the tide running past the groin post.
That was rest on that, Jay.
It was like a washing machine just swirling around. I was going to be asking these people in a moment to let go. So they're putting an immense amount of trust into me, and I didn't want to get it wrong.
Or if you can get hands on there, whatever you think you can get hold of them.
I think it must have been quite overwhelming for this large boat that was much higher up in the water than they were. Thinking, how on earth can we get on board that?
I was hoping that once I had the boat alongside the groin post, they would have been in arm's reach, but they were just a bit too far away. So we just used the short end of a throw line just to keep contact with them.
Right. Take hold of that.
But even with the throw line tethering the casualty to the lifeboat, once they let go of the groin, the current will quickly take them.
If they were to let go of the post, the amount of tide going, they would fly past the boat.
Hold that line tight.
The First Lady just seemed to make a leap of faith. And luckily Lee managed to grab her hand.
The first person took me a little by surprise because it happened sooner than I was ready for it.
Ready?
The adrenaline kicked in and I heaved the person in.
One on board. Stay there.
First one was in.
Are you okay?
That's job done. Let's get the next one in. I think she'd seen we'd done a good job getting the First Lady in. She had that trust in what we were going to do. Something that is not the best look when you're getting pulled overboard. But you get your hands on that casualty and you get them over the boat.
Yeah, Holly Coast Guard, New Brighton lifeboat. 2 female casualties recovered in good health.
With both swimmers safely recovered, the crew start their casualty care and turn back for home.
How long have you been in the water?
About an hour.
Once on the boat, they were quite relieved, and you could tell they were exhausted as well.
Hang on. Jump on the back or jump from there?
We're just sitting there and we just go around slowly.
Regular swim partners Mike, Donna and Alison were trying out a new route, away from shore rather than along it, when conditions and their luck changed.
The start of the swim, it was lovely, the water was calm, and all of a sudden the clouds came over, it went darker, the waves started, the current started, and it all seemed to happen within 5 minutes.
We weren't moving, we were literally swimming to shore, but not moving. I really started to panic then.
Donna was saying, I'm not moving, I'm not getting anywhere.
I'd forgotten how to swim. I couldn't put my head under the water, I couldn't breathe. Mike was shouting, you know, to crawl, but I was just in panic.
I was feeling very scared. I was thinking, we're not going to make it back. Am I going to get swept out to sea? Everything just runs through your mind. You know, am I going to see my children again? Am I going to see my partner again?
The main thing was to try and get back to some point that was safe.
We were swimming to the groin, swimming, and I was like, right, I'm close to it, I can touch it. Went to grab hold of the steps, and the current, as soon as I stopped swimming, the current just swept me back.
I just looked out for Alison and grabbed her hand when she got close enough to me.
And Donna said, should we try and make it back? I went, look at that water, look what we've just swam to. I said, you know, we're safer staying here. We could see Mike, he was getting closer and closer to the shore. And I said, let's wait and make sure Mike gets back and see, you know, because he can call for help. We'll be fine. We must have been there about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And then we saw the lifeboat come round.
And it was hitting the waves and it was coming, and I just said, oh no, here they are.
Donna's like, oh, this is so embarrassing, this is so embarrassing. I said, I don't care. I really don't care as long as they rescue us.
But God, yeah, it was probably one of the best sights I've seen.
It was just like, our knights in shining armour are here.
2 female swimmers, both of them wetsuits recovered. Good health, just a little bit cold.
We got back to the lifeboat station. They checked our temperatures, made us a nice hot cup of tea, gave us some biscuits to eat.
Mike was at the station when we got back.
It was lovely to see him because he was the one who'd got us help.
It was a relief to see them. I was looking from the shore and I could see them getting picked up, and I was relieved, yeah.
I think he felt responsible. He'd thought of that route.
He could have panicked and stayed on the ground with us, and then what if no one would have spotted us? You know, he was courageous actually, because he was like, no, I'm gonna swim back, I'm gonna get these girls help.
I did feel a bit responsible. Or irresponsible, I suppose, I'm not sure.
We were so grateful as crew that they'd made the decision to grab onto that post, because they would have been in open water. But no doubt about it, we were there in that nick of time, because it wasn't as simple as just holding on. It was a tremendous volume of water trying to pull them off that post where they were.
They were lucky they kept hold of it, because if the tide had got hold of them properly and pulled them off there, they would have been going down the river quite fast. And you're talking a lot of square miles of water to search.
Though shaken by their ordeal and cold after spending nearly 45 minutes in the water, the swimmers were warmed up, checked by the paramedics, and released less than an hour after arriving at the station.
The lifeboat crew, just want to give them all a big hug and say thank you. Thank you for everything you do, because you saved my life that day. You saved my friend's life that day, you know, and we're still here to tell the tale because of the great work that they do.
They definitely that day saved mine and Alison's lives anyway, because we would not have got back to land. We wouldn't. I know that for sure.
See, I'm getting all emotional now. It's not good to cry, is it?
It took a long time for Alison, Donna and Mike to return to sea swimming following their ordeal.
A few nights after we'd been rescued, they kept dreaming of trying to get to the groin and not reaching it. But as they say, you fall off a horse, you get back on. And I couldn't let that fear overtake a part of my life that I really love.
I thought, I've got to get back in. If I don't get back in, I'll probably never swim in the sea again.
Me, Donna and Mike are actually doing a little race in the docks, Liverpool docks. So I'm really looking forward to that.
I think they still say this is the bloke that tried to drown us in the Mersey. But we laugh about it now.